Anyway, yes, the main objective that I'm going to aim for today is to get out of debt, to get a couple more lines running, and fundamentally just to kind of pick things up a little bit. So we've got the first cruise here of the bulk oil container, which is currently underway, and indeed it's heading in the right direction. In fact, if you were here right from the very second I kicked off, then you will have picked up from exactly where the last episode actually finished. So let's go. Where should we go? Let's go to the high octane goods melee that we have going on here. As you can see already, the amount of supply is getting a little out of control. Now, normally you would say that this is a very good thing, but it's not, because if I end up with a big stack of goods waiting for something to happen to them, what ends up happening is that the original sources stop producing. Let's get rid of that. I don't want to see things costing me money. So what we want to do is make sure that we're picking everything up and delivering it properly, so that we keep the goods flow working perfectly. So the first thing I'm going to do, given that we've got an awful lot of food waiting here, is I'll get a couple more of these chaps on the go, and we'll get them straight into business, because I've done a small amount of testing to see what's going to be effective. So you can go on the Flint route there, chaps. Maybe I should have done it from here. There we go. Right, get to work. And that should make things operate properly. Good. Right. So anyway, yep. There we go. Good central. So we've got plenty of stone being delivered. We've got plenty of food stuffs happening, waiting to happen. And then as we move up, there we go. Quick ship passing opportunity here. Just give myself a little bit of volume so I can hear what's going on. And as you can see, we've only got 48 grain on there, so it's already easing off. And as you can see here, we're just not delivering enough at the moment. So I need to get just one more on here, because we've got a new truck that will be available in a couple of years. So that'll be good when we get to it. What are you? You're war food. War food. Right. There we go. Greetings to anybody who's come over from Squirrel's channel. Feel free to invite everybody else while you're at it. I'm sure he won't mind. Right. Okay. Let's look at the passenger services here. So, one of the things that has been pretty successful, since the get-go, is the two passenger services I run in between Boston and Warren and Indianapolis. We're constantly maxing these out, and that's going to be one of the first projects that we undertake today. I need these to be I need these to kind of take off a little bit more. Thank you very much for the host, Trainboy100. Much appreciated. And as you can see, look, loads of people waiting. What have we got? 130 people waiting. So I'm potentially missing out on some cash there. Now, I'm going to need to up the tempo in terms of getting people to and from the station, but I think we can be picking a few more people up in the process. And then that comes down through Warren. We've got a lot of double tracking to do. Don't look at the depot. The depot's horrible. I have a new design for it, but I need a bit more cash before we go and do that. And then we head down to Indianapolis, which is currently, thank you very much, the end of the line. And as you can see, there's no shortage of people that want to get on a bus and get to the station. And we will be addressing that pretty quickly. One last thing to look at, and then two last things to look at. And then among the things that are last to look at is this chap here, which is running Salem Flint 40 of 64. That's okay. Could be a little bit more, but at the moment, it's going just fine. And that's quite all right. Now, I want to just, before I do, Operation 1, we're going to look at this one here. Now, I have no idea how well you're going to be able to read this spreadsheet on Twitch, but, we'll give it a go. So I've ordered the trains there by their current profitability. And as you can see, the War Boss line here, in fact, that's just all, oh no, that might be the way to go. Yeah, let's do it that way instead. As you can see, the War Boss line here has currently got 68 passengers on it, and it's made 728 grand this year. Nice. Likewise, where am I streaming from? I'm streaming from the Colonel's Secret Treehouse. Meanwhile, Henderson Stonebulk, which is only running one ship on it at the moment, but I'm going to up that shortly, has made, a very respectable 344k. It's all good, and generally speaking, we're in profit, but not as much profit as I'd like. Okay, so we've got one more stop to make, and then we'll get this show on the rails, since that's where we're starting today. Final stop here is going on right there. So the Henderson Stone Shuttle is, in theory, grabbing stone from here, taking it up to there, turning it into bricks. Bricks going to Henderson. Some are coming back. They're getting picked up by ships and taken all the way back around here, where they're shipped off to people that get to places. It works, but it's going to need some tinkering with. But it can hang on for just a minute or two. First job of the day. Say hello to Train 1. Well, I was lucky there. It could just as easily have been Train 2, but no, it was Train 1. That's one ugly-ass bridge. Yes, it really is. There's a lot of ugly going on this network right now. It will be improved over time. So Train 1 is pretty ancient, and as a result, it needs replacing. Have you dropped off yet? You have. I'm going to have to wait for you to do a lap then, aren't I? Okay, because we can't do it yet. Right, but what we do want to do is we want to replace Train 1 with something just a little bit more up-tempo. Indeed. And by up-tempo, I mean faster, with a load more coaches on board. So we're going to set a handsome-looking replacement to get going. And as tempting as it may be to do a colour other than orange, it's going to be flipping orange. There we go. So we've gone with the Atlantic, occasionally referred to as the Milwaukee. It's 1.7 million quid's worth of train, which is it's no small amount of money to invest, but the 100 kilometers an hour, which is roughly 60 miles per hour, is acceptable, right? It's good. It's better than these moguls that only do 75, which is it's okay, but delivering faster will make for greater profitability, right? So it's a combination of distance and the speed that you cover that distance that dictates how profitable a line may be. So we're going to have one of those. Yes indeed. It's also got quite a bit more pulling power, which is good, because that means, I just noticed something cool. I'm going to point it out to you in a second. You probably know about it already, but I'm going to point it out in a moment. But that means with the extra pulling power that it's got, it will be able to traverse the hill, which is the bane of all other trains' existence right now, with a little bit more aplomb. Right, so we have choices right here. We've got the clerestory, right, which is a word that I always fail to pronounce correctly, but just deal, right? Carries 16 passengers. 83 grand a year, right? Ignore the upfront costs. Upfront costs are a big deal, but the important thing about upfront costs is you're always working to pay them back, right? Always working to pay them back. So the sooner you can do that, the sooner you can be, maximum profit. let's compare this, shall we, to the 6-axle here, which is 132,000 a year. So I've got to make an extra 50 grand per carriage with 2 extra capacity. Now, it will do 100 kilometers an hour versus 80, but to be honest, it's just not worth it. You know, the speed on this is limited to 80 km/h, but frankly, I'm okay with that. I'll live with it. You know, I'll take the speed dip. I know I was just banging on about how the the extra speed of the Atlantic was a good thing, and it's still got extra speed, but it's also got extra hauling. So we're going to go with these chaps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. What's that? Let's do the sums as we go, man. 4, that's 40 there. 4 6s is 24, so that's 64. More. 64, that's 72, 80. 74, 80. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, my sums are good. Right. The cholesterol does look good. I agree completely. Hello, Germany. Nice to have you with her. Panzer Bonanza. I approve of the name. So we will now notice, and this is the cool thing that I observed momentarily a moment ago, is that it now lists the train length. I don't know if it did that before today's update or not. We've had a minor update, a minor patch to the game today, and it fixed a bunch of kind of niggly little bits and pieces, but it didn't add anything, particularly significant. But I wonder if that's something that it added, because I haven't noticed it before. Now, this station has a length of 160 meters, which means I could get another carriage on there. So I will. Right, what's that going to cost me? 4.7 million. Well, that could be cheaper. So now all we need to do, let's set that to yes. Now all we need to do is retire the other train that we've got running, which is this chap right here. See the hill I was referring to? That's quite the gradient. Let's get you out of the way over there. Let's park you behind my head, and that way you're out of the way a little. Yes, quite the gradient, and as such, trains do struggle somewhat to actually hit it. Good evening, Slim. How lovely to see you this evening. There we go. That was just autosave. I would turn autosave off for the sake of smoothness, but frankly, I'd rather have the insurance policy on board, particularly given this is a pre-release game. You'd be somewhat mad to chance it. I mean, as much as I can play it over and over again and have a rare old time. I would sooner be able to restore it back. I'm just filling time while I'm waiting for this train to get to the station. Up the tempo a smidge. Right, now, have I actually got a route for you? It looks like I do. What the hell was I thinking here? I have no idea. Right, so what we're waiting for here is we're gonna ninja move this guy as he gets into the station and unloads, because I'm going to I'm gonna send him back to the depot. Did I download the patch? Yes, I downloaded the patch. It's applied. This is the same save game. Seems to be fine. Okay, I'm not going to say it is fine. Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. The second you show me money, you're going to the depot, sunshine. Depot, sunshine. Off you go. Because what we don't need is 2 trains. We only need the 1 train, because we're going to make it a much better train and hauling a whole lot more passengers. So I need best part of 5 million in the bank. All right. No, other way. There we go. So that should be relatively exciting. So as soon as he gets to the station, there will be cash waiting, and we should end up with a slightly more splendid train. Although quite why it's opted to kill off, or rather hold at a signal, train 1. When train 2 is relatively shiny and new, but it's still getting retired right now. Why do I put a depot in the middle of the line? Oh, hello, Colza. Because that's just where I stuck it, right? I've got ideas in terms of some kind of mega depot at some point, and you know, I think it's going to pay off tremendously. Right. So okay, another one with 48 passengers on board, but not for long. Typical piece of colonalism. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I do things my way, people. I mean, when you get the game, you can do it however you like. But in the meantime, that's how I roll. I stuck it there just because that was where I stuck it. There you go. Clearly, well thought through. So we're going to rock down here, and the running costs for this beast are not going to be insignificant. So it really does have to pay off pretty quickly. Otherwise, this will have been something of a duff idea. But you know, there we go. Smoothing? No, smoothing's coming. Smoothing is definitely coming. Not just yet. It will happen. But here we go. Here we have maiden voyage of an Atlantic coming up. Oh, hold on, I better switch up to 25% just to guarantee it. Presto. Look at that. That's shiny. There we go. That's what we're rocking with now. And as you can see, so it was rated as 135 meters, and the station themselves are 160 meters. Look at this fella. Look at that. I may have to add a Dutch command, clearly. But that's most splendid. Most splendid indeed. That is a nice looking plane. Well, we're in 1911. You haven't got long to go before planes turn up, and I will be aiming to add planes the second we get the opportunity to do so. There we go. Let's just, you know, soak it in for a moment. Now, this is fewer trains, and it occurred to me, previously that when I first started playing Train Fever, I would make the mistake of having short trains and multiple of them rather than big long trains, and as such, the running costs of the locomotives was actually crippling. So I made the same mistake here, and I don't know why. You know, you would think I would learn. But actually, I mean, the significant change in Transport Fever is that actually you will get more passengers way more readily than ever they did in the original game. Magnificent. Reminds me, I need to stop off at the depot and sell the old train. Guinea pig of doom, you are saying I will end up in debt by the end of the stream because I've just doubled it effectively. I won't. I'm going to get out of debt really soon. And look at this for a tracking shot. In your face, Spielberg. Let's have a look. 79 on board out of 96. What have you made me? 395,000. A little disappointing. Please try harder. Okay, I'm going to leave that to run. Let's sell off the old one, because obviously I don't want to be paying maintenance on that thing. Meanwhile, Indianapolis, we're going to need to motor a few more people to the station. 21 waiting, and while there's a couple of minutes before the train's going to be back again, we do want to ensure that we've got enough people getting to the station. So I need to keep an eye on this to make sure that it doesn't run at too much of a deficit. I mean, if I get it right, there shouldn't be a deficit to worry about in the slightest. This should just be money time. The new fleet in the Colonel's famous orange. I saw you trying to claim orange there, Slim. You're not having it. Check the logo, sunshine. There we go. Peaceful. But of course, we don't just need to do it there. We also need to do the same thing at Warren, because Warren, as the interstitial station, gets, well, it's got a lot of people waiting already, but it gets more traffic than anywhere else in terms of train stops. Now we've got loads waiting there. We got 1, there and one there. I'm not actually seeing... Well, hold on, where are we? What have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potentially. So maybe 6, possibly. Maybe one more. Because that's how I'm feeling. Set you on Warren commuter. There we go. Get to work. Meanwhile, how many are you packing in? 96. Okay, so this is potentially big money. Have I used first-person view in a tunnel yet? No, because I don't have a tunnel yet. Tunnels are ridiculously expensive, as well they should be. But you know, we're not ready for you know, tunnel view yet. Although, what we keep thinking about it, let's do a bit of this. As much as, you know, the viewer riding along the track, you know, strapped to the front bumper with me GoPro, you know, it's gonna yield a relatively similar view no matter what you're riding on. But you know, it's enjoy it, soak it up, take it in, ride it home, call it Marjorie. Here we go, coming into Boston. Choo choo! Hello everybody. They're all looking up at the UFOs again. That's a lot of Bostonians wanting to ride the Steel Horse. Show me the money. I want big cash. 661. Now you're talking. A few of those every year, and we're you know, we're quids in. So you know, that's all jolly positive. Stuff all these people into overhead lockers. Let's overfill it. Let's go Indian with this. Let's stick a couple on the roof. Excellent. Right. Off the back of that, I don't think I need to add to Boston's commuting options. I missed it. Oh, nuts. I was hoping to catch the end of the year so I could save myself a couple of grand on interest, given that, you know, you watch the pennies. Yeah, I know. Yeah, good call, Hexdot. Missed it. Missed it. So there we go. He's running. He's rolling. He's off to the races, and we shall come back and pay attention to him in a little while. Right then, let's have a look. How are we getting on over here? Right, it looks like food deliveries are working, kinda. And what have we got? 8 left waiting there. Stone, we've got 26 waiting. Good. What have we got waiting at the docks? 85 stone waiting at the docks. Where's my stone shipment? That's livestock. That's food coming back. Good. What else? Yeah, see, we've got rather more food waiting there than I'd like. I think that might be okay for the moment. I think we might be okay at the moment. Meanwhile, what have we got going on here? 100 stone coming in. Now, we're not shipping enough construction goods, so let's... Because if the new stone delivery's turning up, they are behind schedule. They're not going to make an early completion bonus with that kind of behaviour. Right, you lot, get to taking bricks into Henderson. There we are. Go on. Stroll on. Might be worth making sure they're actually going to go the right way. Yeah, as ever, you decide to go the other way. No, don't do that. Look, I'm okay with you having a bit of a queue. I don't need you to space out. I need you to you know, get with the program. Right, these things are painfully slow. We do have new trucks not far off in the grand scheme of things, but we do have some we do have some, I don't know, yeah, logistics problems at the moment because these chaps just run a little slowly. Have I got custom logos working yet? I haven't looked at them, to be honest. I you know, this week has been a little bit mad in trying to keep up the pace of video recording. Let's repay some of that, while at the same time, just, you know, anything. Have Urban Gauge said anything about ships being invisible past the waterline? I know, yes, I've noticed that too. What he means, so what Milans means by that is, if we look at this chap here, now from a distance it just looks like it's riding fairly low in the water. you know, one quick wave and it's sinking. But actually, when it comes down to it, the ship disappears under the water, and you can see the bottom of the river. So that's just, I mean, it's going to be a graphical oddity. I would be very surprised if they fixed it quickly, but it could. I don't know. Maybe they'll fix it, maybe they won't. I mean, it's not a total deal breaker. It's just a little bit of an immersion bust, I guess. There we go. So there, a flying ship, as per usual. And we're going to drop off a little bit here, and he's going to pick up some bricks. There we go. There we go. Go. Which will, in turn, kick these chaps into high gear. There they go. I love wait till full, and the fact that it works. That's, you know, that makes that's a specifically wonderful change. Because previously wait till full basically meant I'd like to go broke, please. So there we go. Now, where's my other ship? Once I've got all this stuff moving, 46 of 150. I might make you wait next time, I think. Can you go and do that? So here's the oil tanker with its first load, 46 of 150. It will make a bit more. No, it's not the passenger docks. Shut your face, Playmoto. You cheeky wretch. I like this asynchronous bridge. Someone out there architected that. Probably me. Right, so I recall that there is a problem. Yeah, and I spotted this earlier. I just had a quick scout around to make sure that, you know, I had a feel for what was going on. When I drop off the oil from this oil tanker, it's out of range of the flipping refinery, which is less than ideal. So I'm going to have to do another one of my little, you know, short distance whiz it round the corner to drop it off in order to get this working. Unhelpful, but, you know, there you go. That's just how it works. Let's grab a new line here. So you're going to go from there to here. Okay, pretty simple, jolly good. And this is going to be, I don't know what it's going to be. What am I going to call this? Where are we? Henderson, right. Hen, yes. Then what? Something else. Hen, what's it? Oil shuttle. Oil shuttle. Now, I don't mind running these little shuttle services because shorten the corner, it should be in range. Now that's an interesting notion. Hold on, let's give it a try. We'll try with medium first. Instruction's not possible. Now you see, look, the only corner shortening I'm doing is there. What do you know? It does look like that paid off. Hold on, let's get rid of roads. This one definitely in range. This one also in range. That one. Oh, hold on. I don't know. All right. Well, I'm set up to deal with it. Let's activate turbos. Can carts go directly to an oil depot? No, they can't. You have to do a specific drop-off point for the transport type. So you can't skimp on having a truck depot or whatever. Right, we've got 70 odd stone waiting, but the ship only recently left. The Schaffhausen, good American ship name. Given that we're playing American, can I branch out from the other side? No, you can't. So you have to connect up to the primary road there. The question is, have I shaved enough off with that? If I got rid of that, well, I could possibly shave a little bit more. No. Stop doing that. Do this. Right? So that's it lit. Not lit. That's also lit now. Okay. This looks promising. In which case, you are surplus to requirements. Or are you? Yes, you are surplus to requirements because all the fuel can now be split between these two. Theoretically, we'll see how it works. Right, okay, it's oil time, people. Now, this should be a reasonably decent payday, even though it's only got a very small load on board. 500,000. Just a shade under 500,000. You know what? I'm going to pay $1 million more off my debt. Oh yeah, back to where we started with a shiny new train in tow as well. So the oil's been dropped off. Now the question is, where's the fuel going to go? Got my line usage happening. Where is it going to stick the fuel? Maybe it doesn't know. Maybe it hasn't figured out what it should do with it yet. So fuel, much like construction types, will, it'll find its way there. But it's also, fuel is also an industrial good. What was the question there? Will passengers go even further than just the next station? I believe so, yes. I haven't really built lines long enough to know for sure yet. So here we go, jobs. Fuel, 0 of 72, demand at present. Okay. Now, I mean, at some point I will make this route a little more efficient, but I think that will go hand in hand with faster trucks. But look at this. Look at these drop-offs here are paying good bucks. Yeah, go on, drop it off. 11,000. He's just paid his running costs for 2 years with one delivery. Beautiful. The city tabs have changed. They've coloured them in, which is helpful, I suppose. It wasn't something I particularly needed, but you know, it's nice. Doesn't every passenger have a destination? Yes, they do. They definitely do. I'll tell you what. We could head over to Indianapolis in a mo, and see what the good people there are planning. So as you can see, we've got fuel waiting here, which will at some point find its way up to Henderson. But I might need to start specialising my trucks just to guarantee that both cargo types are getting delivered. Likewise, we've also got fuel waiting to head back to Berkeley. There we go. We've also got a heck of a lot of oil waiting. There's 95 waiting. Well, that's going to make for quite a payday, isn't it? Let's slow it back down again. We're charging ahead a bit there. Any plans on lengthening the railroad in Indianapolis? Yes, abso-flippin-lutely. Most definitely, expansion out of Indianapolis is coming. It's not the first expansion route I'm doing for passenger stuff, though. I've got another option out there first, but it sure isn't cheap. We'll go over that in a moment, but well, actually, it might be like 2 and a bit moments, a moment or several. But I just want to make sure that everything is working here right now, okay? And then we'll press on. So if I was picking up fuel and taking it over there, you're running on the Burr fuel line, which is doing just that. Okay, so when he comes back with fuel at some point, I'll upgrade that to several trucks, I think. Okie dokie, right. See, I'm a caring individual. I'm not going to cough down the microphone. Okay, let's talk expansion, people. Let's talk. Let's talk grand schemes, shall we? That's a thing we should talk. So, when we set up originally, Boston was the be all and end all of this particular series. Hold on. Since we're in Boston, let's see where this chap's going. You're going to work, all right? Where's work? Work is in an industrial building in Indianapolis. There we go. So he wants to go right to the end of the line. Okay, I would suggest move to Indianapolis and then save yourself the commute every morning. But, that's your choice, pal. You've certainly got a very comfortable train to ride in. What I'm planning to do, right? Boston is our center of the universe, and the goal will be to operate in a fan, right? I think I might have mentioned this before. I'm sure I've done this hand move before. I can't even see if it's getting it on the camera. Yes, it is. It'll work like a fan. So from Boston, we'll fan out through to Henderson. We'll fan out to Phoenix. And then those lines will go up the edges. I have done this before. Indianapolis, meanwhile, will hit Pembroke Pines and whiffle up that way. We'll then come down from Henderson through Salem to Flint. Likewise, we'll go from Phoenix to Jacksonville. which should create nice routes that kind of merge up and you know, exciting things happen and everybody, you know, cheers. That's the aim. Don't worry about these road vehicle warnings. I'm waiting for new road vehicles, and then I'll replace them all in one fell swoop. So the next extension to do, I've got two choices. Now, I've tried this out. So Boston to Warren, right, double track that up, create a really nice kind of depot-y master system going on here just outside Warren. Trust me, it's great, it looks great, it is great, everything's great. And then expand out from there, doing, you know, some kind of really expensive part bridge, part ludicrous route over towards Henderson before heading up in a direction that would lead towards kind of Independence there. Or, and this is one I haven't tried, is extend the Flint-Salem line up to Henderson. Either way, they're both going into the same station. But the question, hold on, look at this. I'm not distracted. I'm just getting stuff done. Let's buy a couple of Macs. We'll go with grey this time. Set line Flint commuter, please. There you go. Get to work. There is demand, and a choo-choo train that is. Well, look, oh, I've got $3.5 million in the bank. Let's repay some of that loan. Those of you who bet that I would not be debt-free by the end of this episode, I pity you. Right. Meanwhile, the other train route that I'm looking at doing right now is from here. Right. So I've mentioned this a couple of times. I'm going to mention it again, and it won't be the last time. The goal is to have one production facility for each type of goods. Right. So this will be the food production facility for the entire map, probably. And as such, it's going to need a station. Now, historically, because I've done this a couple of times in kind of test play further on this map, and I've always put the station right there, kind of facing that way. I could plonk it down, but you can see with my, you know, my precision mouse movements here exactly what I'm thinking. And then I'd peel round to get to Indianapolis, head straight over to Phoenix, head that way to get to Boston, and so on. The only downside is that crossing the broad section of the river here costs about 40 million quid. Now, as much as I have a reputation for spending a lot of money, that's not the way I want to go. We've got a new coach, Ace. It's going to be expensive. I don't really want it. I'm fine with what I've got. Now, has my production dropped off on food? Yeah, there we go. Production dead on food. You'll be carrying grain, okay. So that means somewhere, and I suspect it's going to be the amount of food waiting here. It's slowing it all down. So, to be honest, I think the smart move is actually to put this this goods line in first. I need to expand betting help. Yeah, quite possibly. But that's what I've got you for, Pix. You know, you deal with it. You're Dutch. You know what gambling's all about. Make it happen. Yeah. So I might just go with the standard error, and place it that way, just purely because I've had it working, and actually I really like the effect I got on the line. Possibly. Likewise, one more quick look at oil, and then I'll build something. What are you packing? 100 stone. What have we got waiting here? More than 100 by the looks of it. 115. Right, I'm going to buy another ship. Buy a ship here. It's going to be a Klondike. It's going to be orange, and purchase. Set line on to Henderson Stone Bulk. Stroll on. Yeah, filling the whole place with ships. It's a good one, right? Look at that. Absolutely fantastic. Now I am going to need to give it a name, so it's going to be a CFS, obviously, Control Failure Ship. Who haven't I done yet? Skipper-Chew. Skip-Pa-Chew. I'm naming all of these ships after the The fine people of Bad Company. If you wish to join Bad Company, that would be really good of you. And maybe I'll name a ship after you. I've got a list of lots of people. Ships have very low running costs. That's the reason to do them. They don't pay off very often, but they can pay off in with a decent amount of money, a decent amount of money. And that's that's all you really need to know. And they deliver in bulk as well, which is most helpful. Right, let's talk more. Getting on with it. Do I want to go for this expensive route now? Do I want to? I did see it. Do I want to do a passenger dock service? Answer: not right now. I would rather extend trains out for the time being. Likewise, I also saw the bus suggestion from Boston to Flint. Too long. That route's too long. The amount of running costs you'll have will be, significant. So yeah, I kind of want to avoid that at the moment. We got a lot of stone waiting there, chaps. What are you playing at? That's a fuel truck. Good. Yeah. I'm going to need a bit more stone, although it did just drop off. There you go, one construction material going back, and still 79 waiting. I think that'll probably be okay. Let's shut up and build. Be quiet. Build something, for crying out loud, man. Okay, now this is expensive. What's my current debt cost looking like? 2 million in debt, and we're making 1.5 a year. Okay, well that's okay. So what's your plan there, Chief? What's the caper? How many are you packing? 74 again. Okay, good. What's the big idea? To be honest, I don't know. We'll start by extending this station, or should we do that later? Is that just an affectation at the moment? I think it probably is. Let's go station. Okay, right, fine. Goods coming up. So we're going to go and deliver food to the Hungry of Indianapolis by way of a train. So I'm going to need a little bit more road there. Construction's definitely possible. You're just not trying hard enough. That's not going to work. I want it about there, probably. Okay, 1 times good station. There we are. Something like that. Make it look, respectable. Yeah, you see, what I'd quite like, right, is the ability to build up where the station's about to go. Hold everything. Hold on, I need to just check where that was so I'm not building up in the wrong place. Out there. Now, if you do this wrong, you know what's going to happen. It's going to say that the curve's too high. And so you're going to have a headache actually doing it. All right, we're going to try it. What the hell? I'm feeling experimental. How about you? All right, here we go. Why not do it by boat? I'm doing enough by boat already. I want to do it by train. Not least of all because I want to ship to ship to other places. More trains are going to be required. And there's the Mac. Ooh, good stuff. Right, let's just stick this on pause while I do a bit of that. That'll be enough. That'll be enough. I think you've already overcooked it, if I'm honest. There we are. And then everybody smooth. Nice. Nice. Has that made a difference? The reason that I'm doing this, right, it's made the station more expensive, yes, but the reason for doing it is because it's about to go uphill. And therefore this should make the cost of routing uphill cheaper. Likewise, when I eventually cross the river with some kind of bridge, already being elevated should mean that I can get the height right to begin with, right? Right. I think so. Someone suggested docks on the other side. That's actually not the most insane plan I've heard this afternoon. I haven't really heard any insane plans this afternoon. But I could put docks about there, and then route food up to Salem, or I could spend a buttload of money on a bridge and use a train to rent not only to Salem but also to Flint. No, Flint's already being fed. Flint is already being fed. All the many choices. 20 million bridge incoming. Not today. Yeah, that's a lake. Yes, true. Everything you're saying is absolutely accurate. In which case, I am. I'm going to do the. I've not tried it. I'm going to do it. I'm crazy about this plan, and I'm excited to be part of it. Right, Salem. Hello, Salem. Where's your commercial area? Commercial area, right in the centre. Of course it's right in the centre. Yeah, you couldn't do it in such a way that meant I didn't have to bulldoze anything. All right, speak to me. Speak to me of radii. That's all right. I am going to make some people homeless, though, because that's how I roll. What about there? Oh, look at it. 4 buildings will be removed. Well, I think those 4 buildings might just have to suck it up, given that is going to cover the whole town. 883,000. Move your hand away from the mouse button. Holy mackerel. 1 building removed for 150 grand. Let's see if I can get away with that. It's definitely going in there now. 1 more building. No buildings removed. Action. Excellent. Good. Love it. Right. Now, that's quite a Toulouse-Lautrec, that one. And I want to make it reasonably close. Brace yourself, people. We are placing a dock. I have selected the right one. Docks outside navigable waters. Curse you. Come on. Anywhere at all. Anywhere around here would be great. Anywhere at... There we go. That looks all right. It's the right one. Double check. It is the right one. Do we like it? I think we like it. Activate. There we are. See, everybody, just take a moment to appreciate that one. That one went off without a hitch. No hitches were had. We got it. It was all done. There we go. That's all good. That's all good. We're all fine here. That was exactly right. Measure twice, cut once. Nope. Measure once, cut once, bulldoze everything, measure again, cut it again, declare victory. That's the failure way. Right, okay, so let's get another one of these fellas on here. Are you in range? You are in range. I wish it would light up the main building of the docks. It doesn't half make you guess. About there? Feels good. Feels good, man. Right. Likewise, I could spend the money and straighten this road out. Let's have a look. What are you going to charge me for that? 500,000. Get knotted. Admittedly, I didn't put much effort in there. Let's have a look. Yes. 27k. I think we can come to an arrangement. Burn everything. Right, let's go. Now, when it comes to these, pretty much... No, look. I'm trying to do it in a straight line, and you're insisting on putting some kind of mad kink in it. All right, well, we'll take it. But when it comes to these kind of dedicated routes that will only ever be used by me, oh, that's cracking language, that is. But yeah, when they're kind of exclusively for my use, I will lay the absolute finest road the world has ever seen. If, however, it is going to be used by the peasantry and their cars... Oh, Ray, you've flung me a tip, you big legend. Thank you very much. That's most generous. I knew I liked you, Ray. You've got a lucky face. I named an oil tanker after you, just so as you know. There we go. What was I saying? Yeah, if the local peasantry, however, try to make use of roads with a car, I will make that road as useless as humanly possible. There you go. That's pretty good. That gives people choices. Right, think it through. New line from there. Yeah, Salem. This is going to be Salem Food. Oh, brilliant. Right, Sal Food. Excellent. Which means I need another line going from hither to thither. I'm going to need to upgrade that docks, I think. And that's going to... Actually, what route is it taking there? Actually, that's a really good route. That's going to work out nicely. This is going to be... Sal Food Bulk. Capital L required. Sal Food Bulk. Right, good. I'm not going to hang around. I'm going to put one on that straight away. Let's go. You, sir. Let's give you a no, I'm not going to give you a special colour. I'm not that... what is the Schaffhausen while we're looking at it? Oh, it's a 100-passenger ship. I could run it, I suppose. We'll see. You get assigned to Sal Food Bulk. Yeah, that's the one. And it's going to need a better name. Who hasn't had a ship yet? This is going to be the CFS Onion Jack. Just like that. Okay, right. I need to put a couple of vehicles on there, and then that should be a nicely profitable little routette. Right. By Max. All about the Mack truck. And then I need to go back and replace the Max on everything else. And then I need to build the rest of that train line. Busy, 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 busy.